Hi there. In this episode, we will take a second look at alternative methods of extracting metals. Now, if you haven't looked at or listened to the first episode, then I recommend you go and do that before continuing. So, copper-rich ores, which are materials containing lots of copper, are in short supply because of historical overexploitation. That just means we mine them too much. Consequently, we have had to find new ways to extract copper from low-grade ores and contaminated land. Now, a low-grade ore is just an ore that has less copper in it, and contaminated land is land that is difficult to mine because of contamination. So most copper-rich ores have been used up, as I've just mentioned, and for this reason, we've had to find those new sources to extract copper, primarily from low-grade ores and contaminated land. So the sources in which copper can be extracted from are copper-rich ores, low-grade ores, and contaminated land. Now, phytomining is a technique that allows us to extract copper from contaminated land. A technique called bioleaching has improved our ability to extract copper from low-grade ores that don't contain much copper. Now, in bioleaching, bacteria are mixed with low-grade ores, and the bacteria convert the copper into a solution rich in copper compounds called leachate solution. A disadvantage of bioleaching is that the process is very slow. And phytomining, plants growing on contaminated land can absorb copper ions as they grow. And the plants are harvested and burnt, producing ash, and that contains high concentrations of copper compounds, which can then be used to extract the copper. Now, one disadvantage of bioleaching, if you remember, is that it's very slow. And the two methods of copper extraction, two alternative methods of copper extraction, because we've obviously got copper-rich ores, which we can get them from. But first of all, phytomining, secondly, bioleaching. Copper-rich ores, which are materials containing lots of copper, are in short supply because of historical overexploitation. In phytomining, what happens to the plants once they have been harvested? If you remember, they're burnt, and then the ash that's left contains a lot of copper-rich compounds. Now, copper has historically been overexploited, and that's why we have to have these new techniques.